Hey everybody, I don't know how long it's been since I've actually made a video for y'all, but this one is not going to necessarily be anything about beauty or unboxing, even though I have a whole lot of those coming soon. If I sound a bit breathless, it's because a lot of things have happened. So I have severe asthma. I've had it since I was a kid. Maybe the first time we really noticed it was when I was about 4 or 5. And my dad used to smoke cigarettes in the house, and when my brother and I started coughing and hacking and couldn't breathe, we went to the doctor, and the physician prescribed that, diagnosed us with asthma and prescribed us nebulizers and inhalers, and that we're not, he wasn't really supposed to, my father wasn't supposed to be in the house anymore smoking cigarettes, so he started smoking outside, and that's what happened for the rest of his life. Other than that, so I've got really severe asthma. It went away when I was a late teen, and I haven't had any issues with it as an adult, but out of nowhere, I've been having a lot of hacking and dry coughing until I vomit, basically. TMI, but you guys already know if you're on my channel that there's no such thing as TMI. You've seen me spitting saliva into a tube, do all sorts of crazy things, put gunk in my hair, and whatnot. And other than that, I've also dealt with allergies. I've built a really decent immunity or tolerance, I would say, not immunity, but tolerance towards my cat and dog allergy. But the fact that it wasn't paired up with asthma, that was great. And now that I have asthma back, it's been really tough. So, I took I probably overdosed myself. I took about 3 pumps of my inhaler, and if not, sometimes I use my nebulizer in the morning or every 4 hours when it's really, really bad. But we're not here to talk about asthma. We're here to talk about some other medical reasons. Obviously I haven't been here for a while, and I decided I'd get really glammed up, so hopefully I look good for y'all. I figured if I'm coming back, I should look a little bit decent in the face, I guess. And I haven't been making videos because I wasn't clinically depressed, but I'm going to say I felt very depressed and very self-conscious of myself. This maybe happened about, I want to say, the last time I made my video, I want to say it was 2017, so starting in January 2018 and going on until I was finally diagnosed with it. I was finally diagnosed with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, which are these little bumps and cysts that, grow on top of your ovaries. And it's, poly, so meaning multiple of them. But I don't have any cysts that have ruptured or exploded. I did have a coworker that happened to her. She ended up being in the hospital for about a week. So that's not good. But I'll basically tell you from the very beginning what happened. I was making videos, having my general schedule. I believe it was Tuesday and Thursday I was releasing all my videos, and I might have something on Friday for y'all. And out of nowhere, I just stopped. Well, first off, I went to grad school. So grad school really has been such a great blessing. I've met so many great people in grad school. A lot of them, the great thing about grad school is not everybody's gonna be your age. I'm 29 now, so some people are 40, 50, 60s, and a lot of people have been teaching, and that's what I want to do. I want to become a professor and teach in, higher education, teach creative writing. I don't know how that's going to go with coronavirus, but hey, all digital, that's what I've been wanting to do, have pajama classes. We can still get creative from home, of course. So, sorry if I seem nervous. I usually don't apologize for things, hopefully, but, things change, I guess. So, back to PCOS. So after that, I had grad schools, getting into the rhythm, into the groove, and maybe about 2018 and late 2018, I would want to say, is when I started to notice that I had a lot of weight gain. So I averaged about 120, and then this is after pregnancy and all that stuff. So I was at about 120, and before that, when I had not had a child yet, I was 105, 110 at most. And I'd say I had about 26-inch waist, this pre-pregnancy, and after I was pregnant, after I delivered, I had about 27-inch waist. I was still wearing a size 2, Some people are gonna be like, that bitch. But honestly, things on my abdominal region were not the same because they don't tell you this, but your I would say your ab muscles, they kind of just drift apart, and then there's this little weakness that you have here as a hole, and you can kind of like feel things inside because usually they're stitched together. I know another coworker who actually got that stitched back in, but I think she also wanted to have a tummy tuck or something. I don't know, I don't remember. But you know, I started gaining a lot of weight, and I went from 120, and then within about 2 months, I ballooned up to 155. And I am 5'1", 5'2". One to say honestly 5'2", but honestly an inch doesn't really make a difference to me. But let's say 5'2", because I do think I've grown since last time I really, you know, checked myself and everything. But at 155 and 5'2", and for me, as a person who has never really gained weight, you know, in my entire life until like pregnancy, and even after that I bounced back, and then out of nowhere within 3 months gained all this weight, you know, gained almost 25 pounds. That was 35 pounds, my gosh. That was pretty tough for me. And so yeah, I felt depressed. I did not want to look or feel good. I just wanted to hide for the longest time, and I didn't know what was wrong with me, and people were just like, Michelle, you gotta start working out. And, you know, in case you guys don't know that, that's my real name, Michelle. It said, Michelle, you have to start working out, you're gaining weight, you are eating too much, but I'm like, I'm not eating anything different. I'm not, you know, they're like, oh, well, when you get older, you have to do that. You have to change the way that you eat. And I'm like, I understand that, but here I am, like, trying my best, eating Panera salads with literally, you know, just nothing on them, because salad's like air at this point. So eating salads and eating really lean proteins, cut out carbs and everything, and cutting out carbs was like the hardest shit I've ever had to do in my entire life, okay? And so we finally went, I was like, something's wrong with my body. I know there's something wrong. Even Peter was like, well, I don't know, maybe you're just gaining weight, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, there's really something wrong. So I went and got tested. I went to my general practitioner, and she got me tested, and she's like, unfortunately, you have PCOS. And I'm like, well, what do I do now? She's like, we can put you on medication, but you know what you need to do is you need to lose weight, because that's only gonna make things worse. And then there are 3 different hormones that I have specifically, because everyone's PCOS is different. So not everyone's gonna have the same experience as I do, I'll tell you that. But I believe that by me telling my story about it, even if it's a little bit long-winded at this point, it will hopefully help some people out there who might be wondering, I've been having these weird symptoms. What do they mean? Oh, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't rule out that it's PCOS, or I didn't even know about PCOS at that point, you know? And so at that point, I went and got tested. They said that I have 3 hormones that are just like off the charts. So, what was it? My testosterone was getting high, you know, pretty high. And then of course that would make sense why like belly fat is getting there, like, because it was a very concentrated area of like, it was in my thighs, and it was really in my belly, because nowhere else, like my hands and my wrists, it was not like an overall weight gain throughout my entire body. It was just really weird. And, you know, my nostril hairs started getting longer and sprouting out, and I was trimming them. I was like, I don't understand what's going on. And like hair was sprouting everywhere, like on my face. Not like a beard or anything. Like, everybody has like those little peach fuzz hairs on their face. I know some people like to scrape or razor it off, but honestly, I like them. And I really have smooth skin already, so I don't have a clear complexion. Actually, you know what? I do have a clear complexion. I've learned to really love my skin. Like, I have eczema and everything, but I have broken capillaries, but that's underneath the skin. But my skin's actually really, really healthy now, and it's in very good condition. And I tried to stay hydrated. Usually it's Kroger water, but I happen to have this nearby, so why not? And one of them was progesterone? Progesterone. I don't know, I forgot. Okay, don't remember, sorry, totally fucked up on that. So it was testosterone, and it was like one other thing, which I forgot, and I'll totally have to go back and find out what it is, but honestly I don't think I'll find it because it's been that long. And the main thing was like prolactin. Prolactin is a hormone that actually makes you create milk and everything, but obviously I ain't pregnant. So the one great thing that happened to me was my boobs went from a 34B, okay, to a 32, like, you know, I do have like some fat around my rib cage area, but if I did not have that fat, like I wear a 32D, but 34D is a little bit more comfortable. Now, with the way that my boobs work, everyone always thinks that like if it's 34Ds, they're gonna be practically levitating and they're gonna be like grapefruit sizes and everything, but no. I got measured and everything. I measured myself, I got measured by somebody else, and we tried different bras, and the most comfortable thing for me are 32, 34Ds. And at some point when I had gained a lot more, when I had more weight than now, I was a double D. And people think that, you know, like I said, there's different things with your boobs. They think it's supposed to be high projection. I don't have high projection boobs. So like basically if I'm on my back, right, and I'm sleeping, or on my bed, you know, then you're not gonna see boobs. Then, you know, they're gonna look kind of flat. But, you know, I wear a bra from On Gossamer and it has literally zero padding. I guarantee you it has zero padding. I don't need any more padding. And it fills up just nice and well, you know? And that's how we know. And plus, I noticed that when I had, you know, they talk about sister size, when they scoop down to about 30, when they go on to B or C even, the cups are just, you know, the cups is in the wire, the underwire that you have, it's just not wide enough. So the difference between a B and a C and a D is that the wire shape is different, and the width, the length, or how wide the wire is underneath your boobs is different. So the B would be like literally cutting into half of my boob, and it would start to distort them, and if you wear that over time. So it's really important to get the right size for your bra and everything, otherwise your boobs start looking really funny. But got that figured out, boobs look fine now. So that's the great thing. I've got 30, that's a blessing. I've got 34Ds that don't feel like 34Ds, you know? They're not heavy. They're not gonna flop on my face. I've got some girlfriends out there who really wanted, you know, to get their breast size decreased, a breast reduction, because one of, like, let's say one of my coworkers, female coworkers, she has, I believe, G's, but honestly, based on how big they look, I think they might be H's or J's. And some people are like, what J's are you speaking of? You know, I'm like, yeah, they can go up that big. They can literally go to triple M's, triple H's, whatever, you know, and some of them are just more specialized sizes that you'd have to get made, or you'd have to go to a specialized store for that. But me having worked in a swimsuit store for a very brief period of my life, I've learned to really gauge boob sizes really well. So anyways, side tangent, sorry, that was probably about 4 minutes of boobs. But boobs got bigger, that's a good thing. But the problem is, like, belly fat's there, so the boobs don't look that big as compared to if I had like a 26-inch waist. Like for me and my frame, I have a very small rib cage, very small waist. You know, generally, like it still goes in like that. I have an hourglass curve of a body. Very short waist too, so my legs start really high for a 5'2" person. So I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, just imagine if I didn't have this belly fat right now, then it would look like I totally had implants. I don't know. But yes, I'll tell you this. So yes, Asian people can have bigger boobs. But in my case, it was definitely because my body decided to go start making boobs. And so I had also been off of birth control for a while too, because I was like, you know, I'm lazy. And not like nothing's gonna happen anyways. And so not actively trying or anything. So out of nowhere, I went back on birth control. So this is the first thing they put me back on the NuvaRing. And then like boobs stopped growing bigger than what they already were. So I've just stabilized on that. My periods were back to normal. So that's one of the things that I knew something was wrong, because I was having a period for every 2 weeks, right? Like, so every 2 weeks I'd have a period, and each period would be 1 week long. That's fucked up, okay? That's seriously fucked up for any person, man, woman, to actually have to deal with. Like, I would not want to wish that on my worst enemy, because that's totally bad. There are two things I would not wish on my worst enemy: hand-foot mouth disease or PCOS, because that totally destroys you in different ways, you know, like emotionally. And so that happened and it stabilized stuff. I stopped having like excessive nose hair growing and whatnot, and having a super fuzzy eyebrows and super fuzzy cheeks. So yeah, everything started stabilizing, and then over that time I went from 155, borderline 160, down to right now I am 140. I want to say I'm 140, 142, something like that. So it's been hard. They put me on Kismia. That gave me like brain farts and brain cloud, mind cloud, everything. And then soda didn't taste right anymore, which is a good thing, but I do love soda. Honestly, people are like, oh, you have breakfast, but for me, if I have time, I'll make a waffle, right? But the waffle takes 30 minutes to make because it's a freaking Belgian waffle. I gotta whip like the egg whites, I gotta fold them in, all that stuff. But it tastes amazing. But so most likely, I will be making breakfast, I'll making do with breakfast with a Coke. So it's kind of bad. It's so bad, I shouldn't be doing that. But yes, so that's PCOS for you. So if you start noticing that your period is suddenly super irregular, because what happens is I get a period every month, and I get it for 2 days. Yes, I am also that bitch that gets it for every month for 2 days. Regular period flow, and then the next day it's like tapered off. Maybe we'll give it 3 days, okay? By day 3 is completely gone. Sometimes I get lucky with 2 days. I know some people who have for like 7 days, 5 days, heavy flow, overnight pads needed. I'm like, whoa. I feel for you all out there. Just keep going for it. But if it's super heavy, make sure you get, to see if you want to invest in birth control and see if you want to go check it out at your gynecologist. The only reason why we found out about PCOS is I went to my general practitioner and I got a blood test done. And then after that, she referred me to see a gynecologist, and I went back to my usual gynecologist, Dr. Shao. He's amazing. He looks like Dr. Anthony Yoon from YouTube, except he's he's a little bit younger, and he's super excited and happy about everything. And so I went there and he got me tested, and they took like 8 to 10 vials of blood out because they want to make sure they ruled out everything, and then that they didn't have any mistakes, because sometimes they'll go and test it out and it'd be like a bad sample or something. Not bad sample, but it'll be what's that thing? There'll be contamination, or the sample would have been compromised. The test would have been compromised, which did happen. So I actually had to go back and do that. So I remember going back to work after I'd gotten like 10 vials of blood taken out, and I was literally just tired. I just sat there, and then my coworkers kept trying to feed me cookies and give me like soda and juice. So that's very great of them. Thanks, Pam. So other than that, that's how you find out if you have PCOS. You definitely write down all your symptoms, write down all of your menstrual cycle and all that stuff, and then go and all your worries and bring it to your gynecologist, bring it to your general practitioner, and find out what the hell is going on with you. That's what I've been dealing with. And other than that, like I said, grad school. So I am on my last leg of grad school, basically. I finished thesis 1, and I'm going to finish thesis 2 in this fall of 2020. So I should be done by December. And I don't know if I want to graduate, if I want to walk on December, if I want to walk next year in 2021. And so that'd be really nice. I think I'd like to start teaching. I've considered HR, but that's more of a brings in the money, right? Brings in a lot more money, but I don't think I'm really making a difference in people's lives as much as if I was teaching. That's more of like a chicken soup for the soul type of career, which I do like. So yeah, other than that, thank you for watching. If I add all the minutes together, I don't know, there's not too much editing involved in here. There'll probably be about a 15-20 minute video. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't expect people to really watch it. I've got like 200 something subscribers, and like I don't know if anyone's looking up PCOS stuff, but those are the things I've learned. Try to exercise every day, 30 minutes. I hate exercising, so I do Just Dance. I play my favorite songs. I do my Dead or Alive songs, all my 80s stuff, and then you just work out to that. 30 minutes of exercise a day, okay? Eat healthy, drink lots of water, get a lot of sleep. do what you love to do. Play video games, you know, draw, paint, you know, even if you're stuck inside your house, do something fun. And I think we'll be able to make it through, you know? So that's me, my PCOS asthma crazy ass journey, and I am so glad to be back. And I have a lot of great things I get to show you soon. All right, take care, you all. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. Apparently it's been gone for so long, but they say people are telling people to ring a bell now. So ring a bell, but most likely I like comments more. So if you're a PCOS survivor, or if you think you might have PCOS, or you're just glad to see my face, please leave a comment. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye!